Awesome. So thanks for being here, everybody. We are Real Items. I've known David since about 2018. Nick came onto the team pretty recently. We're making a big push, lots of movement with the NFT world now that everyone knows about NFTs. It was much harder before the last couple months to sell the world on NFTs because most people didn't know what they are, didn't know why they're useful. But now the whole world, everyone's watching. It's great to see some validation, and having worked on this technology for quite some time, and it's been hard, but we've come very far, and we're really excited to show you where we're going. So to start the presentation, so Real Items, what are we about? We're about restoring trust and strengthening engagement between brands and consumers. So in modern day, most consumers like yourselves and brands are now realizing that trust and transparency is becoming a new standard in the way businesses operate today. More consumers want to know where their products are sourced from. They want to know more about the story. They want more transparency. Businesses there's been a bottom line to sort of obfuscating trust. And we want to reverse that trend. As you can see here, we got 95% of customers from a Salesforce research survey that say their trust in a company makes them more likely to remain loyal to that brand. So that could be whether it's our brand, whether it's your brand, or any consumer brand that's starting a company. Building a very solid foundation of trust and transparency is becoming the new standard and engaging in the world in today's competitive business environment. So what enables us to build this relationship, this trusted relationship of transparency with consumers, with brands, is through blockchain technology. So Real Items, as many of you may know, we're built on the VeChain blockchain. They're a supply chain oriented blockchain. They've designed it in such a way that makes it very useful for whether it's for suppliers, supply chain distributors, processing facilities, et cetera, to get on board, offer provenance, offer a story that's unique to each product. At least with our specific technology, we use blockchain to create product serialization. So for some of you that may not know what blockchain is, it's an open distributed ledger that can record transactions between two parties efficiently and in a verifiable and permanent way. So blockchain has really unlocked this new accounting method where parties that otherwise can't trust each other because of any number of different reasons, whether it be people are scamming other people, whether it be you don't know the provenance of a good, is it counterfeit, is it not, we don't know. Blockchain allows for a globally distributed protocol that ensures more trust in the form of a distributed ledger. So the records of transactions between parties are recorded in a way that is tamper resistant. There is a verifiable and indisputable record of account between trusted parties in an economic way. And blockchain opens up this, it's what's called triple entry accounting, such that with the accounting between engagements between different individuals, you have a way to use technology to remove the centralized point of failure being an individual and organization that would ensure transactions are completed fairly and effectively. But now with blockchains, we can do this in a distributed way, in a way that ensures trusted transactions based on the quality of the participants and the data that they're putting into the system. So we use blockchain, we use VeChain specifically, hosted on the distributed web, IPFS, to deliver customer engagement and trustworthy, lasting proof of ownership of physical and digital products. So something that we've been pushing a lot more in terms of verbiage is we are a hosted Phygital platform. And a Phygital, I'll get to more in a little bit, but you can conclude from the word is Phygital is a physical married with a digital asset. So in the case of a digital asset, this would be an NFT, a digital twin that's paired with the physical asset. We call these Phygitals. And we see a future where all items, everything's a Phygital. And we'll dive into a little bit more about this later. But with our architecture using both blockchain, so VeChain's blockchain and IPFS, we have double immutability such that the data that we create for, whether it be for this bottle or be a phone, maybe it's a cosmetic line that you have, any number of different supply chain oriented products, whether like real or imaginary, digital or physical. We have data that we upload to IPFS. So this data will live forever, whether or not we're around or not. That data, that information for let's say the identity of this bottle will continue to live on. And we take the hash of all the data that we put on IPFS, and also we store that on VeChain. So we have two immutability data structures, one with the verification of the hash on VeChain, and then the other with the data that's uploaded to IPFS. And to wrap things up in terms of the introduction, our mission statement, we offer a frictionless customer experience via best-in-market technologies. We value a sustainable and technology-agnostic approach to all of our products, alongside always providing the highest level of functionality and value. So let's dive right into it. What the heck is a Phygital? Phygital is the concept of using technology to bridge the digital and physical worlds with the purpose of unlocking unique business capabilities, engaging interactive experiences for enterprise and consumers. Real items are Phygitals. We see a new standard unlocking with our protocol, allowing physical objects to become much smarter, to be more accountable, because there's a lot of unaccountability for everyday objects, everyday products that you purchase at the store. And for a manufacturer, for those that are actually distributing these projects, it's a huge headache to have products that are unaccountable at the individual product level, whether that be for recalls, whether that be for traceability, for knowing if there's fraud happening in the supply chain. Because individual products don't have a record of account using blockchain technology, it makes it much harder for a business to understand, where are my products ending up? Is there anyone in my supply chain that maybe is being dishonest? Are they underreporting and overproducing how much they're creating? If you're working with suppliers and manufacturers yourself, like, how do you know that you're getting and they're not selling it into an all-authorized sales channel? We see blockchain creating an authenticity layer such that when you get an item and you don't know if this is counterfeit or not, with a QR code, it could be an NFC reader, it could be RFID. You can scan or tap this object and get the object. You can see information about it, but then you require a PIN, which we'll go over in a demo later, that you would enter in with this object to see whether or not it's authentic. If the PIN works, it's authentic, you get in, and it opens up this wealth of content of information about the product, where it's from, the provenance, services that you can build on top of NFTs. So this is all stuff that we're really excited about. So again, talking a little bit about physical objects, presently today, they're unaccountable, they're untrustworthy, they're untraceable, they lack transparency. And with this lack of accountability comes increased liability from regulators and for auditing purposes, in terms of being able to demonstrate to a regulator you're doing things appropriately. And they're very easy to counterfeit. Because today, like, again, this bottle I have from Adidas, yes, I bought it from the store. I'm trusting it's not counterfeit because it came through a trusted retailer. This actually came through one of the Adidas stores. And if I have a QR code that's paired with a real item with a digital identity, I can know that this product wasn't counterfeit. I can check the blockchain transaction to see who the signing address is, to know, okay, this officially came from the Adidas signing address. I can see the journey that this bottle went through. So it shows me transparency of the materials, that I can see where the materials for this bottle came from. So again, that offers transparency, and it makes a much more trustworthy experience for a consumer and you as a brand to be transparent with your consumer and really define that new standard of what other companies should raise the bar to. And Phygitals are accountable. So again, as I already mentioned, they each have a unique serialized identity using blockchain in IPFS, which makes them trustworthy. They're traceable, transparent. It decreases liability with regulators, and it increases brand protection. So I've mentioned a few things about how Phygitals, how NFTs, blockchain, and real items can transform a traditional business into something that is much, much better, much greater in terms of marketing content to consumers, whether that be through the brand protection that our platform offers through digital identities, the data security of the blockchain, being able to demonstrate the traceability, so showing products from their origin, whether that be a material supplier or a processing facility and beyond, data interoperability between organizations, being that there's consortiums of companies that may work together that want to use a shared universal protocol that for many different items. And we have some conversations that with certain partners that we're going to be announcing hopefully in the coming months, with massive distribution that have consortiums of companies that come together to define standards around how to express the authenticity of products, telling the story, etc. So with these real identities, with the identities that we use for products on real items, these are real identities. These are all otherwise known as NFTs. They're non-fungible tokens, or they could be called non-fungible assets. Serialization today is stored in private databases and slows down operational efficiency because many other organizations don't have access to the same serialized set of data. It makes it hard to understand where the product is moving into the supply chain. Just having a sort of shared collaborative organizational approach, whether it be a consortium or what have you, to understanding where is this item going, where has it been, who has access to it, etc. And with real items, we create products that have a digital twin and integrations of their own, which I'll get a little bit more into later. And through our platform, we allow you to create a digital twin that you can use on our cloud platform or through our API. And this also brings tremendous benefits to customers as well, to the end consumer. From proof of origin, so for a consumer to see where maybe your coffee came from, it could be tea, it could be produce, having access to exclusive content, so being able to push YouTube content, maybe you want to announce a new product directly to the consumer that has bought, I'm a consumer, I just bought this bottle, maybe Adidas wants to announce new color variety of bottles that come out like this, whether it's a new iPhone or it's a new car, new models, maybe a recall, being able to actually not have to send that in the mail, but be able to have a direct perpetual link to consumers that was before inaccessible as it is today with the Real Items platform. You could have support built on these NFTs. So everyday things that you buy, whether it be a luxury watch, whether it be a car or home that you have, if these are NFTs built on real items, you can have support from being able to maybe extend a warranty. Maybe you want to have a service that extends or adds insurance. Maybe I want to insure my luxury watch. There's a whole world of applications and services that can be built on top of NFTs on the Real Items platform. And finally, one of the benefits is consumer rewards. We have a built-in wallet in Real Items that allows for cashback rewards, such that you as a business could reward your most loyal consumers, being able to send them cryptocurrency in the form of a stablecoin directly to their wallets. Maybe you as a consumer are really happy with a bag of coffee that you drank and you want to reward the farmer and be able to tip them directly. This is something that through a service that's built on our services module that you as a brand could create, so that the consumers that actually acquire, let's say, a bag of coffee or any other consumer packaged good, scans it, sees the story, like, wow, this is so great. Oh, wow, I can tip the farmer for this. You know what? I want to give back. That's something that we can enable with the services that can be built on top of these NFTs. So again, I've been talking a lot about direct to consumer, bringing physical products online with QR codes for an increase of up to 50% in reseller engagement. You can capture more retention with our blockchain verified smart labels. Our data shows the majority of purchasers want more from their purchases. From the brands that we've worked with, they really enjoy the value that they're getting from being able to show this level of transparency to their consumers. And just in general, creating a digital unboxing experience, which we'll go over in a little bit on the demo. We'll show you guys a demo, going to show you guys the example of scanning a QR code and what that experience is like. And this also enables being able to create more engaging campaigns across organizations using Real Items. And we're very much at the core of Real Items. We're driven by a circular economy. We believe that products that are put out into the world should come back, should be recycled. And we believe that transparency in the product lifecycle for any brand or any business that's wanting to use the Real Items platform to get these trusted and transparent benefits that are now becoming standard in today's economy. There's also waste management. So being able to say, let's have, maybe this bottle, maybe I go to throw it away or I want to recycle it. We believe in leaving a better planet for our predecessors than we inherited ourselves. So with Real Items, with these serialized identities, you can have a means to upcycle, put this back into, whether it's having a recycling program directly with the manufacturer, similar to what Apple does, where they say you can give back your iPhone and you can get a credit toward a new iPhone. But having that for all, having this accountability and this serialization for all products, whether it be an iPhone, because all iPhones are serialized, to just standard everyday things that are creating and polluting the world. We could use Real Items technology to create waste management systems such that it incentivizes the give back, so you can have plastic credits in terms of recycling plastic, and you could get a cryptocurrency in the form of plastic credits in return for these items that you recycle through a service of some sort with real items. There's a whole bunch of opportunity that could be opened up by having this serialization that goes beyond anything that even I'm presenting to you all, things that we haven't thought about yet. And if you're a little bit extra with working with us, we can do custom label design. We can dive into some more just purely digital non-fungible tokens. You can have collectibles that you can send to your constituents for maybe being an early supporter of your brand, of your business. And we actually have a little surprise for you guys at the end of this webinar, as well as being able to connect with any ERP or CRM. So we very much don't want to come and replace existing brands and existing businesses, customer relationship management systems or ERP systems. We very much want us to further innovate and enable their existing tech stack to be better and to have more data and more insight into the products that they're creating, into how the consumers are using the products, et cetera. And we have some real stories. We have a few customers that have already absolutely love using the technology and love what they're able to give their constituents and the end consumers. One of which being Teresa. She's from the Czech Republic. She's awesome. She's doing something really cool where she has 100% recycled plastic tables where she tags each of these tables with a real items QR code such that people can scan, they can see the table, they can see the story behind it, they can know that the plastic is actually 100% recycled, where the plastic comes from, et cetera. So this is, even from the perspective of a brand getting across like, hey, trust me, this product is full of completely recycled materials. And we have a platform, Real Items, to demonstrate, yes, this is indeed 100% recycled, and it can be a verifiable source of truth for brands that are wanting to be innovative in terms of participating in that circular economy. So again, we use Plaslo as one of our case studies. They were actually featured in Elle magazine, and a quote from Elle magazine from Teresa. She says, "Thanks to unique waste treatment, it is ensured that each table is unique. To emphasize the authenticity, each Plaslo table has its own digital identity on the blockchain, thanks to a partnership with the American technology company Real Items. Writing on a blockchain serves similarly to a certificate of authenticity. Just scan the QR code from the label, and the product information will be displayed along with the blockchain registration data. This way, you can be sure that there's only one table that you have purchased, and that your purchase of recycled plastic tables will make the environment a little easier. It will make life, I guess the environment looks like a typo. This isn't just a win-win situation for Plaslo. It's a win-win situation for Plaslo and consumers and people, all of us around the world that are wanting to really put back some love into being a more sustainable, more conscious consumer. Real Items serves the conscious consumer. It serves all of us that want to leave a better world for those that are the generations that are going to come after us, to have better and smarter products that are more engaging, but not just more engaging, but being able to recycle these things. So you can have your cake and eat it too. And technology like blockchain is really going to help enable and accelerate the adoption of this sort of new age conscious consumerist movement in the everyday products that we enjoy. And lastly, with Tricol, so this is one of the largest microfiber manufacturers in China that we worked with. They wanted to expand distribution during the height of the pandemic to new international markets, which required working with multiple government agencies in different countries, product compliance, and ensuring product quality assurance for end consumers. So with the Tricol marketing team, we connected with the production floor and warehouse management to apply smart labels to freshly produced products, and less than 4 days to educate the company and integrate the application suite to manufacturing facilities and implementing smart labels to 600,000 units. They were able to get into the United States and sell their mask using the authenticity layer that we provided with the VeChain blockchain, with Real Items platform. And regarding pricing, so we're actually working on a self-service platform right now so that anyone can come to Real Items, anyone can come to a marketplace, create a Phygital, create one without having to handhold. Currently, we charge $5 per NFT, and we require a minimum purchase of at least 500. With volume, and also depending on how much revenue a business generates, that price comes down. So if the price per NFT comes down. So if you have a business that's generating at least $50,000 a month in revenue, We start at a standard enterprise rate at about $2,000 a month. And that goes up with increased revenue that the business creates, and with more volume of identities that a business would be creating, the cost per identity comes down as well with volume. So we have a particular customer that we are really excited to announce to you guys. We can't unfortunately say it yet. David is presently in Brazil, actually at their factory, working with them very diligently to get these labels onto their products. We actually have to wait on we're waiting on their marketing team to give us the go ahead in terms of being able to announce this. We don't want to say anything prematurely, because we know all you guys on crypto Twitter will be very quick to spread the news, and we really want to get it to you guys. We've been so patient, and it's been a pain. We know a lot of you have been wanting and you're asking for this information, but hopefully this week or next week, just wait a little bit longer. It's really close to making the announcement. We have to wait on their PR team to give us the go ahead. They have a way that they want to do it, and we don't want to jump in front of the gun in front of their PR team. So be a little bit patient with us. It's going to be coming out very soon. And these are also some of the use cases that we have, like the metaverse. We very much see real items as a portal to the metaverse. With creating Phygitals, you're pairing physical objects with digital twins and NFTs. This opens up a totally new world of having these items that we take for granted in the physical, the material world, but then being able to have those in the digital as well. And that's something that we're really excited about. So anything from metaverse integration to consumer packaged goods, waste management, limited editions, carbon credits, plastic credits, supplements, real estate, everything you see here are many of the different use cases and that we've been interacting with in terms of how real items can be used, how we can push this technology forward, how we can accelerate adoption. And arguably, the metaverse idea is something that we're the most excited about. So we can get into a bit of a product demo. I wanted to share some socials with everybody in terms of social media. Like, follow Items DApp on Twitter if you don't already. Also follow us on Instagram. Nick is going to be doing a lot of our social media, a lot of our marketing. So we're really excited about having him on the team to contribute in a very positive way. And also our website, you guys aren't aware of that already. So let's jump in quickly, and we'll dive into the end in a little bit, but let's dive into a quick product demo. I'm going to show you all quickly so we can show you guys the platform, how it works, and what you can expect. So here on the right-hand side, so Nick, I don't know if there's anything that you want to say on the interim, if there's anything that's on your mind.
No, not too much. I think you're doing a great job. I think something that I'm most excited about was like the use cases, and that there's so much from, dealing with military contractors and realizing that it's a massive, I want to say $1 trillion problem with having our military getting items, that may go against like UN treaties, or it might, need to be produced in a certain way, so that we can work with them, to working with like Live Nation and being able to create these digital twins for wristbands, so that when people go into a festival or concert, that maybe the first 500 people in unlock special capabilities at that festival, alongside access to special merchandise, first access to new ticketing. Really, the use cases just span pretty much every industry, So the cool thing here is this technology can be applied to every brand. It's really just a matter of how you want to add that extra value, to your customers. And that can be through proof of authenticity, warranty, offering extra support, being able to tell the lineage of a product, and really tell a story, because, a lot of good branding and marketing is about that storytelling aspect. And we allow brands to really tell that story about the product lineage, over time, while adding a whole host of extra features. And I think our goal going forward is really to be able to expand our offering and to grow our marketplace. So eventually, I think our goal is to be like the Shopify of NFTs, where we have a full marketplace full of a ton of different functionality. And really, we're just providing the infrastructure in a technology agnostic way, working with what technology we feel is best, and and just trying to really provide the best, most transparent infrastructure to you guys as our customers. And just really excited about the technology, and appreciate you, Mark, walking us through it. But I think now is probably a good time to go into our TAM, or tokenized asset manager, as well as our CP3, the consumer end, what you see when you scan an NFT and what that looks like on the front end. So yeah, thanks for everything, Mark.
Cool. So let's dive in. So our enterprise and consumer platform is called TAM, which stands for the Tokenized Asset Manager. This is where brands consume, whether it's influencers or enterprises would come in and actually mint their NFTs. So first, they would come in to create a product template. So actually, I think I need to refresh my login. Let me just re-log in quickly. So coming in, I'll show you an example of a product template. So we have some really exciting things that are coming down the pipeline. One of which, so we have here, this is a standard form that goes into a database that you fill out for a product template. So in this case, this is a brand that we've been working with. They're called Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee. They're one of the most known coffee brands in the world. It's actually the Queen of England's favorite coffee. So they have a problem with duplicates. Lots of coffee brands attempt to steal their thunder and say that, oh yeah, we're Jamaica Blue Mountain, but it's not the case. So they want to work with us to use our technology to secure the coffee farms and it's their supply chain and the consumer journey that their customers would go on when they interact with their brand. But where we're going from here, and something that is very exciting, is opening up the idea of creating project attributes. So instead of a form that you fill out where the information is a lot of this information is required, being able to customize almost like a website on your NFT. So maybe I want to add a text field, maybe I want to add an image, and you can set the ordering. If I want another text field, I want to have a YouTube video. So building a story, a templatable experience on each of these NFTs, and we want to give you as a brand or as a consumer, as an influencer, someone that wants to create their own NFTs, the ability to really customize and modularize what is like how you structure the NFT experience in terms of when a consumer views it in the wallet, like on the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, this is an example of this Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee NFT in this wallet using our standard form model that we have right now. This composable template option is going to be coming. We're going to be rolling out this week or next week. Super excited about that. It's really going to open up the possibility for what types of innovation and how you build out content on the NFTs, and how you could have maybe some NFTs that are with less content that are maybe less valuable, and then other NFTs with way more content, way more functionality that are more valuable. I mean, these are the kind of things that in the traditional NFT marketplace we're not really seeing. With real items, we see a different world of really programming new ways of interacting with NFTs through the real items wallet, real items experience. And this is something that we want to bring to the broader crypto market as we move forward. So once you set up a product template, in this case, this is for Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee, you come into your inventory and you mint the digital identities for your product. So this is a SKU, this is an individual product, and you're selling 100, let's say you're selling, hypothetically speaking, 100 of that product. You create 100 digital identities for each of the individual products that you're selling, and pair those with a QR code or an NFC sensor of some sort to the actual products themselves. We call this serialized QR codes, product serialization, being that these are all unique identities. So coming in, I've already created some test identities, and I want to show you all what the experience is like and from scanning. And it's going to be a race, so some of you should have your phones out and ready to scan. You can use any camera application, whether on an Android or an iPhone. And if you scan this QR code, you can actually open up and see what the experience is like when you see an item. It opens up a web browser. So we believe in usability and accessibility such that you don't need to download an application in order to interact with our software. You can do it just through the web application on your phone. So by scanning this QR code, you can see the product that opens up in a web application. It'll ask you for the PIN, which we call two-factor authentication. And then for any of you that enter this PIN below, so this PIN can either come with a smart label that you put on your products, or it can be sent separately through an email, so that the PIN isn't actually with the product. It can go through a point of sale confirmation. You would have that as the security layer to ensure that the person that is purchasing the product actually will be the registered owner of that product, with the PIN to be combined with the web application on registering ownership, ensuring the authenticity, and then being allowed to see a wave of content that's produced and put on top of these NFTs, like you see on the right-hand side. So depending on who was able to scan the QR code and whoever was able to register ownership, looks like two people registered at the same time. Looks like you guys are really quick. This is a bug that I'm gonna have to screenshot, because there should be only one registered owner. But normally, if you, I guess you guys hit it at the exact same time. It's earmarked for both of y'all, but usually this should just be, say, one owner. And from here, you're able to see, who that person is that actually registered ownership, be able to send them marketing messages, being able to connect with them directly. We call this like a direct perpetual link between the brand, the manufacturers, and the consumers. So you can have a new kind of trusted relationship that develops between the brands that you love and even the consumers that you love if you're a brand.
Yep. And hey, Mark, I don't know if it's possible, but maybe if we could throw up another QR code to allow somebody else to scan it. And also to mention that, we're happy to walk this through, in a personal level and allow you to scan this and get a more in-depth demo. Just after this webinar, I'll be posting a link in the chat to allow you to schedule a meeting with Mark here. And then we can follow up with you and go a little bit more in depth if there's anything else you'd like to know, or if you'd like to scan it yourself and see a proper demo of the product. So yeah, thanks, Mark.
Cool, guys. So I'll do one more. So when I'm loading up that page, it's taking me to the VeChain blockchain, and it takes a little bit because there's a lot of data on the VeChain blockchain. And it has to, when we pull up this inventory, it traverses and scans the entire blockchain for all the data. And from that data, it picks up what's ours and displays that through our application interface here. So inventory loading it up usually takes some time because there's a lot of blockchain data. And every time we're querying the blockchain, it has to go and traverse the whole blockchain so that we can bring the information to present to you as an enterprise or to a customer, as a customer using the Real Items platform. So here's another QR code for any of those that want to be able to get that experience. I would love to have 50 QR codes up here and have each of you scan all of them. But for the sake of this demo today, this is how we're doing this. And you'll all have your own NFT to acquire at the end of this as well. So let's see. So there's something up with people claiming at the exact same time. We gotta look into that because this is the first time I'm seeing this. So you guys are here seeing us live, testing in production. Yeah. This is the event horizon of innovation. So
well, I think normally, since it is an individual serialized product and it's only on one product, normally there won't be 40 people trying to claim the same thing at the same time. Yeah. So yeah, just to reassure you, this isn't something that would normally happen and cannot really happen if you're providing this for your business products.
Hey guys, thanks for stress testing the system for us. You guys are just as much a part of this as we are. So when you actually scan and register the ownership with your email address, in the future we want to have this be a phone number as well. You'll be able to access through your Real Items wallet the actual assets that you own. So in the case of, this is my Real Items wallet, I already own a bag of Jamaica Blue Mountain. So here I can see content that is added specifically to the NFT, the digital asset. I can come in here, see some features, a company logo, some more descriptive information about the product itself, see a gallery of different photos. Maybe I want to show pictures of the farmers, show pictures of the trees that these were farmed from, etc. But also having, what we're most excited about is having services built on top of these NFTs, such that if you want to see that the blockchain record it is accurate and it was actually signed by the brand that is selling it, you can check that through you can come through the blockchain explorer that's built on VeChain to see that information. You can see the data on IPFS and on VeChain through this. You can also have a certificate of analysis if you're a brand and you want to show the quality and express, yes, this is the authentic Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee. Here is in the case of a document from JACRA, which is the Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, being able to show that information. Yes, this is the truly authentic Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee that anyone else is not selling. If they are, it's fake. If it's not using real items. But then also, depending on the goods you're selling, maybe you're selling a luxury watch. You want the ability to list it for sale or put it up for auction. So we're actually developing a marketplace today that is going to allow for the tradability of NFTs that are Phygitals with real items. And we're really excited to be bringing that this summer so that you can have not just the marketplace of items that we sell, because we currently have our own marketplace where we sell some VeChain merch, some Real Items merch that many of you have likely purchased already. We'll be allowing anybody to sell through a marketplace that we're architecting as we speak. So we're really excited to be, to our knowledge, the first marketplace dedicated to Phygitals. We haven't seen, we've seen others that are trying to do it, but Real Items is going to be the first, to our knowledge. But would love to hear if any of you have seen other marketplaces that do that are also Phygital oriented. Would love to know, because yeah, we'd love to even work with some of these different partners if that's a possibility. So with the services module, you can also, these are all modular and composable. So you don't need to be specific to any one of these components. These can be swapped out. So whether you want to list it for sale, maybe you want something that says extend warranty, maybe you want something that insures the item and have a service that's built on insuring a luxury watch or a car, etc. Maybe you want your consumer to donate to a cause. You have charities that donate. Maybe you want something, in the case of coffee, to donate to the farmer, to send a tip to the farmer that actually harvested the coffee bean. I mean, the possibilities in terms of applications that can be built on top of Phygitals on Real Items, it's limitless in imagination. I mean, we've thought of a handful of these use cases to present to you all, but not even us, we haven't thought of, we can't think of everything, right? So it's really up to the amazing developers and the community out there that wants to build with Real Items and wants to sell in the marketplace, that we work with and collaborate with on building out these services and this functionality. And also a recycling manual. So in the case of the circular economy that I mentioned earlier, really having people, brands that work with us, focus on having a recycling manual, maybe a recycling program of some sort, and being able to incentivize people to recycle through our platform, being able to send them a little bit of cryptocurrency for, maybe it's in the case of plastic, recycling that in a conscious way, and maybe with a recycling machine that dishes out plastic credits. I mean, there's a whole host of applications and new ways to recycle and ensure the incentives between brands, between the environment and consumers are all properly aligned in a way that's conducive to creating a much better conscious consumerist planet. And lastly, some controls. So, again, we talked about the certificate of authentication, earning rewards on products that you might own, as well as being able to trade the collectibles between different wallet accounts. So I actually want to show you all the cashback system. So we're integrated with USDC such that you can airdrop rewards directly to people that you would have their emails in our system, have their wallet, know who's actually been a big supporter of your brand. I can send, as little as a cent if I want to. We don't have any transaction fees on that. So that's really cool. So this could be something that's built out by a business, a brand that wants to use our services to have money that's sent to a consumer as an incentive for scanning. Maybe they want to incentivize people to scan and authenticate the products that they buy, and they'll give them 10 cents, 50 cents. It's really, there's lots of different marketing ideas and capabilities that can come out of our platform that we enable for brands, and also open up new ways for consumers to feel they're building a relationship with the brand that they otherwise didn't have before. Really being able to be rewarded, feel like they're a part of that business, feel like they're a part of the growth and just the community of a company. And over here on the right hand side, this takes us to the Real Items marketplace, which we plan to be more focused on the community and any participant that's building on Real Items to be a part of. And lastly, I want to show you guys a little sneak preview of our future wallet application that we're building out. So with this, it looks a little noticeably different. This is the case of Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee. We would have some information about the story of the product, like we mentioned earlier, but also being able to dive into the features. So in the example of this coffee, there's going to be different templates depending on the product a brand is selling. So in the case of Jamaica Blue Mountain, maybe they want to get across the quality, the blend, what batch number they came from, when it's to be used by, when it's to be sold by, when it was processed. Maybe a brand like Jamaica Blue Mountain wants to show their labor responsibility and have an audited report of demonstrating that they use ethical labor practices and they treat their workers really well. Maybe you want to see the environmental auditing of how environmentally conscious are they. Is there an audit? Is there reports that are on these NFTs that demonstrate that information? Maybe you want to demonstrate the health benefits. You want to have health certifications, health documents that outline yes, this has been certified by these guys. Here's information that corroborates that. And that could be for any brand, whether it be for automobile manufacturers, whether it be for clothing. Maybe you want to have conscious consumerist clothing. That there's very little carbon that's going into the atmosphere for the shirts that you buy. That information is relatively inaccessible for us. And by opening up and making that information transparent, we can work with brands to be more accountable to the environment, to all of us as inhabitants of Earth. But also what we think is really cool is in the future version of the consumer wallet, being able to show the traceability, where in the case of coffee, where this coffee tree was planted, when it was farmed, processed, delivered. We have that capability in our enterprise application today in the form of tracking events. So you as a brand, as an enterprise, can track products through the supply chain from the point of origin, and you can have that data uploaded to the identity. We call these memories. Being able to upload that information to the product as it moves through your supply chain. So you have a verifiable and tamper-resistant ledger of account of where the provenance of that item has started and where it's going. And we're going to be on the new version of the wallet showing that in the consumer application moving forward. Lastly, what we think is really cool, the notifications that you can have for a brand to directly communicate with consumers or influencers or whoever is building a business using Real Items technology to create Phygitals. You can announce directly in the wallet, in the future wallet application, notifications about a new product that's coming. Maybe you want to share content about the perfect way to brew a perfect cup of coffee, or the perfect way to do something, whether it be using a watch, if it's a luxury watch, whether that be using or interacting with a trading card. That you have a rare collectible and you want to be able to know information about new card packs that have come out, maybe tournaments that the company's sponsoring, etc., that you'd be able to have that access through the wallet. And yeah, from the big picture, this is the product. This is Real Items. This is what we're about. Would love to give it to Nick, have us take it away with any questions, anything that any of you might be wondering about the platform or wondering about our future developments. Nick, if you want to add anything or say anything, I can.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add. I've been kind of getting back to everyone in terms of the Q&A and just our chat here. I think overall just really excited about the wide range of functionality that we're offering, not only to phygital items but also to digital. It's just a whole suite of different functionality. I know Sean was mentioning in the chat about how are we different than OpenSea or other things like that in terms of a marketplace. It's really just the wide range of functionality that we have. It's like, I think currently we have our current setup due to supply chain management, in terms of this phygital cross, but we can do phygitals, we can do purely digital NFTs, but it's really about the wide range of functionality and the infrastructure that we provide. So given the wide suite of tools and modules we have that go on top of this, it really allows for people to get creative in terms of the value that they're giving to their customer. It's like we in most cases, we can have clients that really dream up an awesome value add, and then we can help them build that out. And I think that since it's such an I view, I actually quit my job to join Real Items. I view it as honestly one of the most disruptive technologies, that we'll have for years to come. And I think that because it's such a new technology, a lot of people haven't even wrapped their head around. And I'd say even people, at our company, because every day we're hearing about use cases that we didn't think about, and I think that's only going to continue to grow and web into other, pieces of kind of the infrastructure of our country and how business operates. So I really see this as being a foundational piece, for how business is going to operate going forward for the rest of eternity, basically. So here, I'm going to just look into any of the Q&As here. So Sean says here, this is interesting. So if I create 10,000 worth of engagement rewards that go out on labels of the product I sell, there'll be $10,000 held by you in escrow to honor that. And the value of the physical product itself provides the product value. I'm not sure if I fully understand the question, or maybe Mark, if I don't know if you want to touch on that, but from my understanding, if you go to reward your customers, that will be USDC, be done via USD stablecoin.
Yes. Yeah. So Sean, this would be in your wallet. So this is, through our USDC integration, you'd be able to deposit $10,000 in USDC to your account that you can personally send to So as let's say as people are registering ownership of these items that you're putting out, and you can see, and you have some sort of an incentive program or however you want to reward these loyalty points, somewhat you can see who's actually registering ownership of the actual goods. You can then, with this balance that it is hosted on, it's a USDC wallet that's built into real items. So it would be in your wallet, and you can move it to a crypto wallet. You can move it anywhere you want. So we're similar to Coinbase in that respect, in terms of being a hosted Phygital platform, to make it easy to build this sort of visual experience that how someone can interact with an NFT, how someone can interact with a Phygital, with the services and all the things that we build on top. So being hosted in many ways is really beneficial, but we are looking at ways to further decentralize and make this more a protocol. But answering your question specifically, you can have this on your wallet on real items, and then you can send it directly to the emails of the registered owners of the products that are being purchased from you. You can send them however you want, and you don't pay a transaction fee with that either. But yeah, if you want, so for anyone that wants to, actually share here, we have an email address, and a phone number, or if you guys want to send an email to reach out for a consultation and to speak with us. Our sales email is right there on the right-hand side. But yeah, thanks for the question, Sean.
Yeah, and I was going to say
the USDC is done through Circle, by the way.
Okay. I was also going to get back to, let's see, there was another question here regarding David Lee, will your future developments be on VeChain? What happens if you decide to work with another network? So really one of our core principles, going back to our mission statement, is to be technology agnostic. I don't think our whole plan has never been to just stay on VeChain. It's to really explore the different technologies we have, figure out what's going to be the best for us and our customers, and then to really give you guys that option. So what would happen is, let's say you start with VeChain, and then let's say maybe we add, I don't know, something like Polygon. And you're like, how is that going to happen? How are we going to cross over this bridge? Our goal is to basically have like a swapping mechanism in which you'd already have the original NFT created under VeChain and tied to that hash. But then if we wanted to swap that to, let's say, Polygon or Cardano or something else, we'd be able to have like a swap button that would take that same product template, destroy the original NFT hash, and then create a new one, basically another digital twin of the first digital twin, then basically making it one for one and destroying the original. And then that would be sent off originally to the original owner. So it'd just be kind of a quick swap out, allowing us to go cross chain. And yeah.
Yeah, adding on to that, we see the future as being a multi-chain future with respect to the internet and how we all know the internet today. The internet is built on a layer of protocols. If you look at the internet stack, there's HTTP, there's FTP, there's DNS, there's HTTPS, there's a layer of many different protocols that are all stacked on top of each other. The OSN stack is what this is specifically called. And we see blockchain doing the same thing to commerce, to everything that we experience on the internet. It's rebuilding those layers in a distributed fashion. So different blockchains, whether it be VeChain, whether it be Ethereum, all these other platforms, each one has value in its own way. VeChain is great for supply chain. It's great for that use case. And many other blockchains are great for other things. So being able to offer choice and stay agnostic, we want to be able to allow you the choice to decide, how do you want to mint your Phygital? How do you want it to interact with other products and other, other protocols, right? So we see that being the greatest benefit to the most amount of people, is being agnostic, not being, focused on only one blockchain, but enabling the consumer to choose, hey, maybe I want to do this on VeChain. I want to do this part on another chain. This is the multi-chain future that we are positioning ourselves for.
Absolutely. So Mark, I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to cover here, but I think that just about wraps it up. I put in the chat down there, scheduled meeting link.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the chat right now. So yeah, for those that are wondering about the 1 to 3 million unit per month customer, so that we're waiting on their PR team and their marketing team to give us the go ahead in terms of sharing that. It is still under wraps. We have to respect what their first letter. Can't give it. I wish we could. Can't make any announcements. David is actually at their facility right now working with them. but we have to wait. We're waiting on their marketing team to give the go ahead for the press release. We don't want the information to get out before their press release is ready. They have a way of doing it that we want to respect. This is a great customer. This is our biggest customer to date. And we're really, I mean, we are honestly like, it pains us what we can't say.
Yeah.
Because I really want to tell you guys. But out of respect for process,
Rhymes.
we were hoping to announce this at the beginning of the month. And it's sort of, it's been on the customer at this point, but we're super excited to talk to you guys more about this. I'm looking at the chat here for some other questions. Yeah, Live Nation. So this could be used for ticketing. This could be used for events. So you can have a ticket that you get that's an NFT. You can have this, you know, open up content that you get over the life. Oh, what the heck? Let's open up my email. So you could do this for event ticketing, for music festivals as well. Let's see here. Yeah, so Dean, so in terms of what you're mentioning about having, so Dean mentioned in the chat, he would have a concern for allowing Joe Public access to mint an NFT that uses the certificate of analysis as a real coffee company has. So this is a great thing that you've brought up. What you're describing is reputation laundering, and this is a concern that's come up to us as well. So we have a plan to work with we're exploring the plan to work with third-party authorizers, those that do this sort of being able to discern whether a product or a company and the good they're selling is legitimate and is authentic. So having a third-party network of these authenticators that provide that service to the items that are coming onto the platform is something that we're looking at in our roadmap, which is something that we haven't announced yet, but these are all things that we're looking at in terms of the future for real items and providing that end-to-end trusted, authenticated experience for our consumers and for the brands that are participating with us. So what is the difference between smart label QR with commercial QR that's already printing on most products? So the difference is with QR codes that are used with a lot of products today, they're just standard QR codes. They're not serialized. They don't have serial. So the key difference is like a QR code, for example, there's a QR code underneath this bottle. This is a just standard QR code. It's not a serialized QR code. So the difference is in the serialization. And with the serialization that we provide, we have a unique product link that we generate for each of the identities that gets minted with each serialized QR code, such that each QR code is unique. Even if someone copies the QR code, let's say someone copies it, puts it on another product, they would need the PIN number that comes with the product itself. So if they don't have the PIN number, they can copy as many QR codes as they want. It's just like, you know, as many criminals and cyber thieves can figure out what the login information is for all of your online accounts, but what they don't have access to is your Google Authenticator. So when you get those codes that are constantly changing, they would need access to the Google Authenticator software that's on your phone in order to even get access. If you have two-factor authentication enabled for these accounts that you use on the internet, we believe in two-factor authentication for products as well, as a means so that the person that actually purchased the product actually is going to have the registered ownership of it. They get the PIN that comes with the QR code. Someone that's just copying a bunch of QR codes, there's going to be no value in counterfeiting the QR codes without the PIN that's supposed to come with it.
Thanks for that, Mark. Also, I'm not sure if you're able to see, but I think I got back to all the questions in the chat and the Q&A regarding. So I think we're good to wrap up here. Just want to let everyone know we'll be following up with a recorded session of the webinar. Also, if you'd like to make a meeting with us to follow up, to go more in depth into any of these things, check out the meeting link posted in the chat. Again, I'll repost that right now to everyone. And yeah, feel free to make a meeting with us, ask any questions, whatever we can do to help. We'd love to, do this conversation with you guys. Again, thank you for everything today. We'll be following up with the recording and hopefully look forward to speaking soon. Thank you for your time, guys. Hope you have a good day.
See you, V-Fam. It's been real. It's been real.
See you.
Nice to see you guys today.
Take care, guys. Bye.